Hey, welcome to Sawmill Creek Homestead, and we really soon will be a homestead. We have moved from our river house property, and so coming soon I'll have a video about our new place, but today I am going to can chicken. So come along with me for the process. Alright, I'm going to do I'm going to process or can 4 chickens today, and these are chickens that we butchered in December and popped in the freezer. And so today I'm going to show you the step-by-step process of canning chicken. It is easy, it does take a while, but it's not hard to do. Okay, so I'm going to start out with skinning the chicken. I'll show you how to do that. I usually start right here around the neck and just grab up this, make sure you have a really sharp knife, grab up this loose skin, and you're just gonna, it just literally almost just peels off. I mean, give it a little cut and then it just pretty much peels the rest of the way. And I guess there's really not a trick to it other than just to disconnect it from this thin film that holds it on. I don't know what connective tissue, I don't know what that's called, but once you disconnect it from that, then it just comes right off. It's pretty easy to do. So you can see how much I've gotten done already. So I'm going to work on skinning some more of this chicken. It'll just be more of the same. Just what you saw there, just all over the body. Alright, for the sake of time, I went ahead and decided to take the legs and the wings off this chicken, and I'm going to cook those for tonight and just deal with the big pieces of meat that are easier to process. So I will show you that. It's not going to be hard. I'm just going to flip this bird over and just cut the breast out, which is, it's not hard. They come out pretty easily, and then kind of cube it up, and then I'm going to get them put into my quart jars. Okay, I got my meat cubed up. Now I am going to fill my quart canning jar. I'm trying to hold the camera so I can point. You're going to want to fill it to this line right here. And it's nothing, I'm going to put nothing but chicken, raw chicken in it, into a cold jar or a room temperature jar. So just remember the rule, you go cold into cold or hot into hot. And since my jars are at room temperature, which is, I feel like is the easiest way to do, and I'm going to put them into cold water in my canner, then I'm putting the raw chicken into my cold jar. And then when the time comes, I will show you about the, getting the canner ready to go, getting my lids hot and ready. Okay, I've got my chicken packed into my jars. I ended up just doing 3 chickens without the wings or the legs, and went ahead and stuck the rest in the oven. I put my chicken carcasses in the crock pot. I'm going to make a broth out of those, and then I went ahead and just stuck a whole chicken and the wings and the legs in this big pot in the oven, and we'll do that for supper. Do something with that. Okay, so I've got my chicken in my jars packed in. I've got my hot lids, and I wiped the rim of my jars down with a paper towel with some vinegar on it. I'm not real sure exactly what that does. I have a friend, April, who taught me to do that. I bet it's like a kind of a sanitizing thing, and make sure that there's nothing impeding your lid from connecting or suctioning to your jar. Okay, and so if you remember earlier, I said cold chicken, cold jars into cold water. That's about 3 inches of water at the bottom of my All-American pressure canner. This is a huge 14 quart canner, but I'm just going to do these 3 jars today. And so anyway, I'm going to get the lids on my jars, put them into my canner, get my lid put on my canner, and I'll show you where we go from there. Alright, I've got my jars in my canner, and so we're going to get this boiling, and then after it has started boiling and it started producing steam, you're going to see steam come out of this little spot right here. After that steam has been released, or steam is coming out for 10 minutes, we are going to put this little pressure gauge controller. I'm not real sure what it's called exactly. I knew it one time, but I've forgotten. Anyway, we're going to put that onto there at 10 pounds of pressure. You'll see a 10 there and the hole above it, and you're just going to set it on top of that. But we're going to wait the 10 minutes, and so I'm sure it's probably going to take at least 10 minutes for it to get boiling, and then I'm going to wait 10 minutes for the steam to escape, and I'll be back. Okay, so I've let it steam for 10 minutes. I'm going to put my little pressure gauge or pressure valve, or I don't know what it's called. It doesn't matter what it's called as long as you know how to use it. But I'm going to stick this on the little vent area. Alright, and then, so I've got it on 10, number 10. And then it is already at 10 pounds of pressure, which is what we want for this, for canning the meat and for the, I guess, really the area that we're in. So I'm gonna just be manning my heat. Turn it down some. I'm gonna watch my heat. I'm gonna watch this gauge. We definitely don't want to get over here into the caution area. So you don't start the 90 minutes. So it's 90 minutes for this chicken, but you don't start that until you hit 10 pounds of pressure. Alright, you want to hear this noise and you want to see this little pressure knob rocking and spinning a little bit. That's what it's supposed to be doing. And you can see we're still just right around 10 pounds of pressure. A little more than 10 pounds, which is fine. It's not going to hurt anything. And we got about 55 minutes left until our chicken is finished. Alright, so our timer has gone off. It's been 90 minutes. I want to say this a couple of times. Do not attempt to remove this pressure gauge or pressure knob, whatever they call it, rocker, until this gets to 0. It needs to be on 0. And then just give this a good bit of time and let it cool off before you even attempt to open this thing. Repeat again. Make sure this is the pressure gauge is at 0 before you remove this. And here's the finished product. And if you remember, I put nothing but chicken into these jars, and look at all the wonderful broth that it produced. This chicken is hands down the best chicken I've ever had.